So the Wizards franchise didn't work out well. Basically, I was winning too many games, so I wanted to do a restart of the franchise. But I'm not going to do the Wizards this time because they ended up making some changes and yada yada yada. All that stuff happened. So I'm going to use the Start Today mode here, and I'm going to simulate the rest of the season with this team. And then next episode will be the free agent, or the not the free agent, the start of the off season. First things first is the team, and I think I'm gonna do this team here, the San Antonio Spurs, just because this roster is young, yes, but it just doesn't look like a roster that knows what direction they're going. Um, Another team I thought was the Brooklyn Bridges, but yeah, I don't really care to take over that team there. A few other teams, obviously the Wizards were still on my mind. Um, Maybe Detroit. Thought about it a little bit. Probably won't do it. Some other teams though here, I can't really think of many right now, but like the Magic, they're a curious one. The Timberwolves here, maybe. And Edwards wants to leave soon, type of deal. Pacers also I thought about, but we're just gonna do the San Antonio Spurs. I'm actually gonna just get this all set up so I can turn off the music because I'm pretty sure it's copyrighted music. So I'll be back in just a moment. And while we're here, I am actually going to import this draft class here. After this, all of it's going to be not user-created draft classes like that. How do I turn off music? There we go. No copyrighted music. So right now we are at the 16th. We're actually at the 17th as of recording this. And we're 18 and 51. So basically, we are in contention to get Victor Wembanyama. I think I'm going to do everything up to the draft. So I'll do the lottery, I'll do coaching and all that stuff. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't know a lot of these guys. I'm not following much of the NCAA, but I do know that some of these guys' names might be slightly different because of like the language barrier that 2K has. I'm not going to go through and switch it unless someone yells at me in the comments, and I guarantee you no one will yell at me in the comments. We're just going to roll with it. So we are in contention of Victor Wembanyama, Brandon Miller, probably up there with Ahmed Thomas, Scoot Henderson. Some of the names I kind of know. But we're going to worry about this once we get closer. I want to end this season here. And first things first is I want to see what are the minutes looking like. So we got Trey Jones, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Sohan, and Zach Collins. Devontae Graham off the bench. Having the most minutes off the bench, that's kind of wild to me. Cameron Keita, Bates, Diop, Branham, Bassie, Dang, McDermott. So this basically is the roster that I'm looking at right here. I want to go make sure the injury report, we still have the right injuries on. I do think I have to go through and do the injury thing for Grizzlies. I do. So we will make sure Ja misses the 8 games. I don't exactly remember how to give someone an injury. I think it's in this section here. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure there's a suspension option here. Yeah, suspension. I think it's 8 games, but it was 8 games, but they already counted 2 of them. So I'm just gonna give him 2 weeks, a 2-week injury for the suspension. Sounds roughly right. He'll be back in 1 to 2 weeks. He'll be back in 2 weeks. So we will figure that out when it comes. I do kind of want to go semi-slow here through the season. I just want to see what happens. And what I'm actually going to do is simulate up to the second to last game. And I'll simulate through that. And for this first season, I'm just going to let like CPU do a lot of the stuff that pops up. We are losing a lot. A lot. That's not good. I guess it is good. but I do want to win sooner rather than later. And we win one game. Branham doing pretty well. I feel like he was up there in a few different games. But let's go check the season stats. We're basically going to end it there for us. The last game's against Luca. I don't know why they don't start. So Kelvin Johnson got about 21 points per game for us. He's kind of our number one scorer, but he's also upset. He does not want to be here, which kind of sucks. He's here on a 5-year contract. Devin Vassell, he did pretty good. Probably going to go test free agency unless we have him under contract still. We do. All right, so we got one more year. Trey Jones, another guy, did pretty well. Sohan Collins, I kind of like Collins. I was excited to see him become the starter once they traded Pirtle back to Toronto. I did like Pirtle a lot, but they ended up going with Collins. He had an alright year. He played most of the games off the bench. He only started 27 of them. Some other guys like McDermott, they might be back next year. Same with Devontae Graham. Yeah, not bad season overall. We're going to simulate this game. We're going to lose. Joel Embiid wins MVP. All right. Paulo Banchero, he wins Rookie of the Year, obviously. Tyus Jones winning Sixth Man of the Year. Joel Embiid wins DPOY as well. Segun wins Most Improved. Joe Mazzulla, head coach. And Jacob Park, GM. I actually don't know if that's our real GM or not, to be honest with you. Isn't our GM Brad Stevens? Like, what the fuck happened to that? You see some guys here that made the All-NBA teams. You mostly know John Morant. He still basically stayed the same. Damian Lillard, James Harden. So pretty much the faces you'd expect to make it this year. In real life, you see the Rookie of the Year. We did get Sohan up there. That's good. He averaged 11 and 5. I hope he takes a up next year, and hopefully his shooting gets a little bit better because he's kind of fast at it. We are going to just simulate the play-ins real quick. So Golden State won, and the Lakers as well made it in as the 8th seed as they lost the 7th seed spot. Atlanta won the 7th seed, and then Brooklyn won the 8th seed. We'll simulate round 1, just kind of see what happens here. So we have a sweep on Brooklyn, starting on the east side here. Sweep on Brooklyn for the Celtics. 4-1 win for Cleveland against the New York Knicks. Game 7 victory for the 76ers, beating out Jimmy Butler. And a shocking sweep for the 7th-seeded Hawks on the number 2 seed Bucks. That's a big development. On the other side, we got Game 7s in the top 2 there as the Suns and the Grizzlies win it out. 6 games it took Doncic to beat out the number 3, Sacramento Kings, and then another shocking sweep by the 7th seed. That is Jokic and, okay, whatever. Next round now. 4-2 victory for Memphis, 4-2 for Golden State, so they're meeting in the conference finals. Cavaliers went 4-1 as Atlanta took 7 games, so both 7 seeds are making a miracle run here. Stephen Curry wins Western Conference Finals MVP, averaging 26. The other one, I forgot to check the other one. But the 2 7th seeds are heading to the finals. We'll go one game at a time here. Game 1 goes to Atlanta, same with Game 2. Game 3 goes to the Warriors. Game 4 to the Hawks. 5, the Warriors. Game 7 here. Oh my god, we might as well. I'm not going to jump in or anything, watch Celebration. Y'all know the Celebration. And it doesn't really include our teams, but this is very interesting. Looks like the Hawks are going to run away with it. Trae Young is a world champion. New York is going to burn the city down. Atlanta wins the title in year 1. What a weird situation we're in now. Trae Young averaged 34 and 13 in that playoff run. That is crazy. They won the play-in for the 7th seed to sweep, win games in 7, and win a game in 6, and then win in 7. I don't even know. That was a crazy ass situation there. But we'll get through this here. Udonis Haslam, Dwight Howard, Joe Johnson. You'll guys see all these names. Most of these guys you expect to retire. If there's someone that retired that's like shocking, which there isn't one here, I might reverse it, but usually there's not. It's usually older people. Staff retirement, Tiago Splitter. Okay. Which means Dwight Howard makes it to the Hall of Fame. Shout out to Dwight. Lowry's jersey's hung up in the Raptors of Toronto. Orlando hangs up Dwight's. We're going to do the league meetings. And I am not going to increase the cap unless they do that in real life at some point. We're not going to do any of these, but I am actually going to do one thing. Is the draft. What? All games will have 4 timed quarters in regulations. What? Okay. I wanted this one. Players not eligible in draft until 2 years removed. Players not eligible 21 or older. Players eligible 22. Increased rookie wage sale. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I just want the 18-year-olds to be reached to the league. And I want that approved. Everything else, though, I want rejected. Cool. We're now in the draft lottery. And I believe we are up there with Detroit. No, New York. We actually have 2 picks in the top 5, so we should be able to get this. 15th pick will be the the 14th pick is the Raptors. 13th pick is Pelicans. I'm trying to go through as fast as I can here, see if there's any surprises. The Jazz, they've apparently never had the number 1 overall pick. And they have back-to-back, which means the Wizards are in the top 4 now. After that, Minnesota, I guess the Jazz are falling back to the 11th. Okay. They picked Shaedon Sharpe last year with the 7th. Now they got the 10th. That's the Blazers. The Thunder will get the 9th pick. Now we got the 8th pick, which is projected to be the Magic. And they get the 8th pick with the Bulls pick. 7th is the Pacers projected, and it's the Hornets. So now the Pacers and the Magic move into the top 4. With the 6th pick, I'm afraid that means we're going to be the 5th pick. That's what I'm afraid of here. I think we've moved to the 5th pick here. No, we don't. All right, so the Rockets now are the 5th. So we were projected originally to have the 4th pick. And now we don't. So we have 2 top 3 picks in this draft. Or we might have lost our pick. Or our 2nd pick. I don't know. We get the 3rd pick. Yeah, wait. So we must have lost our other pick. It must have been protected. I think it was the Hornets. My bad. I messed that up. But that means the Pacers have the number 1 pick, and they are probably most likely going to get Victor Wembanyama. We have the 3rd pick, so we must have lost the Hornets pick, which is the 7th. And if I'm not mistaken, that means we'll get next year first from them. Unprotected. Yeah. All right. So it must have been protected, and I didn't know. That's my bad. But we have next year first. We're good. This is basically the last thing that we're going to do here as we set up for this. We need a head coach, and I'm going to try to bring back Popovich. Give him all my money. We also need an assistant GM, which would be kind of helpful. I don't know who the assistant GM was beforehand. But we'll do Gerald Owens. Sounds good. Owens declines, but Popovich just accepts, so that's okay. As long as we get Popovich still here. What about Singleton? Oh, hell no, he's not interested. I need a 100% interested assistant GM. What the fuck? What about you? Sign with us. Alright, there we go. We got someone. Domestic scout. We don't really have anything else, though. Alright, we're not going to do this. No, let's get out of here. Let's go to the draft combine. We got the head coach. You guys can see this stuff here. The fastest sprinter, yada, yada, yada. I don't really care for most of this stuff. I do want to see what Wembanyama did here. Hey, he was up there. I mean, he was definitely not the only one shooter in the 20. Jesus. Okay. Has a knack for steals, but is also a below average defender. Whatever. With us having a top 3 pick, we're just going to put like the top 5 or 6 people, maybe 8 people. And then I kind of want to see who's in like the mid-30s here, because we do have the first round pick, or the first pick in the second round. So I want to see these 3 here. I know this guy's real name isn't Greg Dickey. I'm pretty sure he's one of the guys that got a messed up name because of the things. Who's the best shooter out of them all? Wembanyama was up there. Okay. So I don't think he's going to fall to us, but he's pretty good. Some other guys, Rajon Rupert. Could be an all-star. Could also be a Damian Lee. That's not bad. I'm pretty sure he's projected to go in the 30s. Yep. So maybe we get him. Same deal here. Taylor Hendricks. Possible. Brandon Miller is projected 2 or 3. He probably would be our pick, him or Scoot Henderson, depending on which one falls to us. That's just the simple. Where is Scoot Henderson? He was the worst 3-point shooter out of everyone here. Which means he just needs to work on it. That's fine. But that will bring us to the draft, and that will be next episode. Next episode will be the draft, setting up for free agency, and then after that, it will be free agency. So guys, thank you all for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you all later. I hope you guys enjoyed this series, because I really want to actually get into a series like this and not randomly disappear and win every game. I am probably going to simulate, and we'll get to that next season. Thank you all for watching. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.